Let's dig in a little bit on the future because people like you have been a huge inspiration to me starting this podcast. And mine is from cosmic dawn to the depths of being. And so we start at the same place. We're all born of stardust. We're all born of the same elements. Those things that are different about us are minute compared to what binds us together as a species. And we've forgotten that. But then I stop and look inward, and you move forward and prognosticate based on good science about what you're forecasting for the future. And I think it's interesting. A lot of us have grown up thinking that we will likely be forced off of the planet at this pace. And my question to you first, and it's two-part question, is what's most likely to force us off the planet? And in your fiction books, it is climate catastrophe, but could it also be uh, overpopulation, things of that nature? And then my second part of my question is, in your book, you make a counterintuitive argument, and you claim that colonizing the moon or colonizing Mars is unlikely to succeed long term. But given everything happening right now with SpaceX, NASA, walk us through your reasoning on why. Number one, why will we seek to colonize space, in your opinion? And why not the moon or Mars, those ones we hear about so often?
Yeah, I'll take the first part first. And I'll use an analogy. When Apple Computer was first starting, and Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak were active leaders of that company, and they came out with the Apple One, the Apple Two, and whatever their first models were. Steve Jobs was the visionary, and Wozniak was the engineer, the brilliant engineer that could implement Steve's vision. It was a great team. So Steve, the company was growing fat rapidly, and it had a hadn't sought its direction. It was a very young company. It didn't have haven't hadn't established its culture, its reason for being, and so forth. And Steve Jobs had an idea that he wanted to develop the Macintosh. It wasn't called that then, but he had this idea for the kind of computer he wanted to. He wanted to build a computer that was easy to use. You didn't have to know code. You didn't have to be, a geek to be able to write to write a paragraph. It was supposed to be user friendly, and that's what he wanted to do. Make it for everybody, and everybody will buy one. So we took a team away to Cupertino, close to where their present spaceship is, um, and leased some space in an office building right off the 280 freeway. So I used to I can remember back in the 80s driving along the 280 freeway and seeing a Jolly Roger flag hanging out one of the windows of their research area where they're building the Macintosh or developing it. So that's the analogy. He took a team away from the noise, away from the polluting influences of the company into an isolated uh, area where they could focus on one function. So by placing society, a group of people, engineers, scientists, biologists, psychologists, all of the scientific type people into and develop a space colony, and then figuring out how to develop space resources from the asteroid belt, from the moon, from Mars, and being able to set up a manufacturing facility, harvesting first of all, and then manufacturing and sending those products down to Earth. You would, number one, relieve Earth of some of the toxic activities.